Hey, Linda.
Oh my goodness, we're back. It's been so long.
It has been too long. It's so great to see you.
I know.
I haven't seen you for what was it? Been almost a month?
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
There's been so many things happening. We're back.
There's so much going on.
So
we're gone for a month. We're gone for a month and the season's changed in California in literally a day. If you look outside, it is overcast and cloudy, almost like we get in the springtime, but it is fall weather.
Yeah, well, it's raining here.
I bought a butternut squash and an acorn squash, and I'm going to make soup. That's how you know it's fall in California.
Well, I'm still barbecuing because, I have all these gourmet cooking skills I really don't need to use at the moment.
Well, you can have that little glass house thing that houses your barbecue, too.
Oh, my God. With all those critters.
So much has gone on. Registration for Road is off on a blistering pace. We're continuously updating the vendor list on our website. ISAF, our sewing show, is about to launch its whole new website. You'll be able to see the vendors who have signed up. You'll be able to look at some of the classes we're starting to release for ISAF. It's going to look really great. That event is shaping up to be pretty awesome.
Great.
And I have something to share. The UPS guy literally brought it an hour ago.
What is it?
And this is direct from the factory. Hold on here. This is the next edition Road to California bag.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is. So it opens up just like last year. It was the same size as the 2020 bag. And the quilt we featured on the bag is the 2020 Director's Choice. I got to pick this one. And it's by Sharon Casey, and it's the Boogie Brass Band. So it's really neat. It's fun. It's a good size bag. And this one will go with me everywhere.
So that means I will get one that I can fill it with my purchases from the vendors.
You absolutely can. And if you register for your class, any classes, your class, maybe one of Gina's classes, before the end of the year, you get one too.
Oh, talking about my classes, electric quilt. There are so many people have EQ7 or EQ8 and they don't know how to work it. And
Perfect
they
time.
On Saturday, we have two classes. Two half-day classes. One is if you just are learning and you want to know from start to finish how to do a quilt. And the other one is if you're somewhat familiar with the program, I'm going to take you a little bit beyond and give you some secrets that the designers know.
Well, that's great. We have another one of our esteemed Road faculty members. She's a vendor, and she's an award-winning quilter. She's won multiple awards at Road throughout the years. And we'll give you some sneak peeks on some of these quilts that she's won some major awards on. So, Jillian, let's bring Gina Perkes on. Hi, Gina.
Hi. How is everybody?
Good.
Great. It's a great day out today.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I'm actually filming today from my store in Arizona, the Copper Needle. So that's why you see all of this in the back. It's my store.
Cool.
So where is your store in Arizona?
So I'm smack dab in the middle of the state. It's a little town called Payson. Kind of up in the mountains. It's a real pretty little destination spot. We kind of get people coming from all over the state because it's nice weather, and we've got this little great shop here.
Yes, I've heard great things about your shop.
Good.
And I've heard great things about your classes.
Well, good. I'm excited to be coming and spending much of the week teaching classes at Road to California. I love to be a part of this show. I've really been involved with it quite a bit through the past decade or so. Lots of fun students, always a great show to come to, and there's room in some of my classes, so it's not too late.
Well,
Yes.
before we look at some of your quilts, let's talk about some of your classes. You have some long arm classes, is that correct?
Yes, I think the majority of the classes with spots available are long arm classes. I have a fundamental class, which is usually sells out right away. It's a wonderful class for people who are maybe considering buying a long arm and haven't quite taken the plunge yet and just kind of want to see what it's all about. I've got a tools of the trade class, which will feature a lot of rulers and stencils, talking about different tools that you can use to make the job easier. And I've got an edge to edge quilting class, which teaches people how to kind of come to the front of the machine and work freehand, which I know some people are fearful of that, but it's a really, really fun class to learn just some simple shapes that you can repeat, and you can use these techniques for your own quilts, or even if you want to go into a business. So it's all of the classes are just full packed with great techniques. I primarily like to focus on teaching good techniques for people so that they can use them in their own style, in their own journey of quilting. So that's kind of my goal in teaching.
So somebody who's just kind of starting out and a little hesitant, this might be a good class for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've noticed that people are sometimes intimidated or fearful um, just at the size alone of a long arm machine and just the industrial quality of long arm machines. So this is a way I can help you really just kind of relax, understand that it's a very simple machine, and give you all sorts of ways to set up the machine and just become comfortable with long arm quilting, which is absolutely one of my favorite hobbies. It's probably up there at the top of my hobbies. I love it.
It's really intimidating when you see the size of the machine and you go through the physical process of loading the machine. I can just imagine how intimidating that would be.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've found that to be the case. And after people take just a basic fundamentals class, I think they feel a lot more confident and excited to either not or stop using their long arm as a clothes drying rack and start using it as a quilting machine. Linda, you told me your secret. So yeah, it's a big investment, which also contributes probably to that intimidation factor. But I think it's something that once people know how to use the machine, they're going to have a great time and just become mesmerized by the machine and just addicted to the whole process.
What do you think is the biggest hesitation people would have besides someone size? They're afraid to experiment, or they're afraid to just go beyond a little bit.
I think people are afraid of many things and it's completely unnecessary. I think most people believe that there is a quilting police that exists, which there is not. And people are oftentimes led to believe that they need to just be really good initially, and they're just a little bit intimidated that maybe their work's not going to look like some of the quilts you see hanging in the show. And they might kind of overcomplicate the process. And that's what I've noticed. So I've tried to really put together some great concepts to really break down the steps of both design work and just technique in general. I've tried to really simplify it in a way that is much less overwhelming, because that's what people tend to feel is just how long will it take to get that good at making a feather? I want to make feathers like Marilyn Badger, or I want to do little circles like Jody Robinson. And they overcomplicate how they might get from wanting to do those designs, wanting to get there and then just starting from a basic level. So I try to just really break that down and simplify that process for my students. And I've noticed that it's been very helpful. And I've gotten contact through the years of people who've learned and gotten better. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's really all about just committing to practice and to play and just have a good time with those machines.
Can you use what they learned? Can you bring that into a domestic machine as well, or a sit-down machine? Or you have domestic classes as well?
Yep, that's a really great question, Linda. Yes, you can absolutely do that. In fact, I've had many people take my classes who are, in fact, sit-down domestic machine quilters or sit-down long arm machine quilting users, which is just a larger long arm machine mounted cabinet. But really, the process is the same in terms of the design and different things that I like to focus on, like stitch length and speed at which you're trying to create the designs, things like that, fluidity, creating shapes that are multi-directional. So doing things like flipping the designs, mirror image the designs. These are all really important concepts that help people have success in their little journey. But it also helps, I think, just our brains in general, learning how to take shapes and adjust scale. And as I said before, flip them vertically and horizontally. These are all really great exercises that help people on other levels, which I'm sure people aren't coming to the class so that they can make their brain function better. But hey, if that's just a bonus, why not?
Well, I kind of view this as a moment. I'm a musician, and we used to do these things in college where we'd line the quarters on a music stand, and you would play the passage. If you did it perfectly, you'd put your quarters from one side to the other. But when you messed up, you had to put all your quarters back. So as you're working through long arm, I would say it's reasonable to expect somebody to make mistakes as they go and learn how to either cover your mistake up, or at the end of the day, I guess there's always a seam ripper, right?
Well, that's true. Yeah, and I think if you just don't try to worry too much about the mistakes, you'll find when the project is complete, you can't even find the mistake that you were so worried about to begin with. I usually tell people, wait, give it some time, stand back, look at the whole completed quilt, and you're probably never going to be able to even find the mistake that you thought you made.
Everybody got to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, if anybody who's watching, if you have a question, please pop it into the comments.
Yes, we'll pull it right up.
Answer them for you. But
so, Gina, you're an award-winning quilter.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of these quilts.
Okay. Let's do. So
all right,
the most recent one I won was, and I brought the ribbon, was in 2019. I won the Best Long Arm Quilting Award at Road to California. And that, I think we have a picture of that quilt.
Yep.
This is called A Summer Christmas, and it was appliqued by my friend Maria Waters, who lives in Australia. She contacted me wanting to do a collaboration, and we did. And it was really just a fun collaboration to do. It just set me free and let me just do whatever I thought the quilt should have on it. And I think it did well. It won that best long arm quilting award. I'm really excited about. lots of intense quilting on the piece, and just really honored to have received that award. It's probably
So,
the best award I could have received that year.
so how many hours do you have into that quilt?
So Matt, I don't really keep track of the hours. I kind of lose myself in the art of the long arm quilting process. But I would say a good 200 hours is a reasonable guesstimation. I am a little bit slow as a quilter, and that's what people might discover in some of my classes. If people are wanting to do intricate show type competitive work, the key is to really slow down so you're not trying to just race and get it done. There are so many different types of quilting. I mean, there are the show type quilting, which everything is very precise, and you really do need to slow down. And I'm also not able to put in the hours that I did when I was in my 20s. I don't know. I guess the focus isn't quite as good as it once was. So I can only put about 5 or 6 hours at a time without going and watering the flowers or making dinner. I don't know. I think I have ADHD.
That wifey stuff gets in the way.
Yeah. So it does.
So do we have another quilt? Or
We do have another quilt, Jillian. I think Jillian's headset's going bad. So
Yeah. So I don't remember the year. This one best of show.
2009.
2009. Okay. So this was another collaboration that I did with two ladies, Marilyn J. Smith and Lynn Drennan. They teamed up and did the piecing and the applique and asked me to collaborate with them on the quilting. So I did. This was a really cool quilt for me to be a part of because it was just completely different from anything I had ever done style-wise. It's pictorial. In the past, I've done a lot of more traditional quilts that are more medallion type setting. So this really kind of caused me to stretch my creativity, do some research as to how to create texture in human forms and animals, and look into how to really add detail to grapes and leaves and vines and just all sorts of work here for this piece. And I'm really excited that it paid off. It got best of show, which is just truly a huge honor. And I think it represents California, a cool quilt to have displayed there.
Yes, one of my favorite best of show winners.
Oh, Matt, you're just saying that because I'm right here.
Well,
Yeah.
good. Well, it's been great talking to you. I think the last time I saw you was at Rhode.
Yep, I think so. What, maybe 2 years? Well, 2019.
In 2020. 2020.
Oh,
That's right. Right at the
Yes.
beginning of all of this craziness.
Yes, right before the world changed.
Yeah. So,
Well,
I'm excited to be coming back. I'll have a booth. I'll be vending, and I'll be teaching as well. I'm going to be a busy girl, and I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody. It's such a fun community. The show really is awesome. Just great people. Love to see all of you.
yes. So, everybody, I think that's about all we have for Gina today. Make sure you get online, check out her classes at Road to Cal, our website, road2ca.com. And you can go through the classes and you can actually type her name in the search bar and the classes will pop up. All the classes except for the Monday class have space available. Registration's easy on the website. If for whatever reason you get hung up in the process, just shoot us an email. We're going to be back in a couple of weeks. Linda and I will interview a couple more teachers, and we'll keep on rolling forward. So a little update about the show. No real changes have been going on as far as the COVID policies in California. So we are all still walking straight ahead and ready to get going. We've been getting some new vendors and some exciting new vendors. We're really excited about that. The Sewing Show website's about ready to launch. So if you're interested in the International Sewing Arts Festival, keep your eye out on sewingfestival.com in the next about week or so. And that should all be popped up and ready. That's a really exciting program. We're featuring a runway show on a professional runway with professional models of the Dancing with the Stars gowns that you're actually watching on the Dancing with the Stars show right now. So the current season, they're actually going to pack up 50 to 60 of those garments, bring them out to Ontario, and you're going to be able to see a runway show with them. It's kind of neat.
Wow.
So
that should be awesome.
It should be really awesome with music and lights, all that fun stuff. So whole new world for us to get into, but we're really excited. So make sure you set your calendars. There are a few hotel rooms available for Road, but the block is selling out extremely fast. I think we've got 1 or 2 hotels with space available. Otherwise, they're all booked up. And of course, you know how to get a hold of us. And we just want to say thank you for joining us. To Gina and Linda and I will be back in a couple of weeks to interview more teachers.
Yay. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Great for having you. Thank you, everybody.